What's going on? Tommy Oliver here, and this is Rebel Pixels channel all about empowering and impassioning the DIY creator here on the web. If that's you, hit the link below and subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up if you thought it was good. So today I want to talk about Wacom. I know, for longtime people, Wacom, what the heck? This is the anti-Wacom channel. And I'm not anti-Wacom, really. I'm just too poor to afford their stuff. And I think there's a lot more innovation going on outside the Wacom camp, especially as of late. And that's a lot of the products I take a look at here. I think they're interesting for people like me who do not have the budget to afford professional grade tools, things like the MobileStudio, things like the Cintiq 27 QHD, but we still want to do this stuff. And that's kind of where the idea of looking at all these Cintiq alternatives came from. But I want to talk about the MobileStudio Pro. And I want to talk about the MobileStudio Pro because I think it's like a huge disruptor in the landscape that's kind of like settled into a rhythm for the last like year and change now. Because the sleeping giant has finally awakened, so to speak, with the MobileStudio Pro. Wacom has taken a step forward. And it is a big step forward. And it changes the entire like value landscape in terms of like what you're getting versus what you're paying for. Because the interesting thing with stuff like the Huion GT195 HD, the XP Pen 22, the Artisol D13, is that for a fraction of the cost of a Wacom product, you were getting 80–90% of the functionality. There were little bells and whistles on Wacom that, unless your workflow really revolved around it, things like tilt or express keys, or some of their driver exclusive functionality, unless your workflow really revolved around that, you wouldn't miss them. And those products became a really good value. You're getting the same 2048 levels of pressure, you're getting 1080p on most of these devices, which is the equivalent to the everything but the QHD. So there was a good degree of parity between these knockoff products, quote unquote, if you want to get really derogatory about it, and the genuine article of a Wacom. That's changed massively with the release of the MobileStudio Pro, because the MobileStudio Pro has 8,192 levels of pressure sensitivity, 0 latency, 0 parallax, QHD baseline, all the way up to 4K resolutions on these devices. And they can all be plugged into your computer as well and used with your main wrist system, as well as unplugging them and taking them on the road with the built-in hardware. Wacom's changed the game, because now something like an Artisol D13 is $800 or $600, right? You can get a baseline 13-inch MobileStudio Pro for double that, a little more than double that. Before, you go with the Artisol because you're getting almost the exact same features. Now you're getting a quarter of the pressure levels, way less resolution, QHD versus Full HD, more parallax. You're getting a lower quality display. There's a huge difference now, and the huge premium that Wacom commands in terms of pricing now kind of makes a bit more sense. You're getting exponentially higher performing hardware now, in addition to the exponentially higher price. So it changes the value proposition of every other product on the market right now, because they're all staying at the 2048 because Wacom was at the 2048. I keep going back and forth from Wacom and Wacom. It's pronounced Wacom. Wacom sounds way better. You look at something like a Huion tablet. 2048, 1080p, couple $100. Good value, especially compared to what was on the market a few days ago. Now with the MobileStudio Pro, you're basically getting what you're paying for now. What was a bargain is now kind of like, yeah, I get it. Because for a third of the price, I'm getting a third of the spec. Now it's all balanced out. The crazy high prices of Wacom is at least with the MobileStudio line. Everything else is still kind of meh. But with the MobileStudio line, you're getting what you're paying for now. They've raised the bar. And it's funny too, because not only have they fucked up the alternatives, they fucked up their own product line. Like, why would I get a $3,000 Cintiq QHD 27 when I can get 4 times the amount of pressure levels, a better pen, and a higher resolution screen on a 15-inch Cintiq MobileStudio Pro? I can still plug it into my workstation. Granted, the screen's smaller, but if I'm getting all this better performance and it's about the same price, how much does that larger screen with the way lower pixel density really mean to me? So these throw the entire tablet landscape for a loop. It's going to be really interesting to see over the next 6 to 8 months how the market responds to this, because we're still very much like they just came out. It's just starting to kind of permeate into the market. But the ripples of this, I think, are going to be pretty significant. We're either going to see some rapid, the word is iteration. We're going to see some rapid iteration on, UC Logic's tech, Huion's tech, whatever, to kind of bring back the feature parity between the two. Or they're just going to stay the course, maybe, and just say, yeah, we're still cheaper, and that's what people are buying for. And they wouldn't be wrong if they were operating under that mentality. But it's just the premium for the MobileStudio Pro makes sense. Unlike something like a 27-inch QHD, which was a really hard pill to swallow, it felt like with those you're buying for the name. With the MobileStudio Pros, it feels like you're buying for the spec. And that's a big deal for Wacom, because you couldn't say that for a long time, but now you can. So it's going to be really interesting to see over the next year what happens to the market of Cintiq alternatives with the introduction of the MobileStudio Pro and the big step forward Wacom's taking with their pen tech. So I'm interested to see how that goes. What do you guys think about it? Do you know anything about the MobileStudio Pro? What do you think about its tech compared to what's on the market right now? Let me know in the comments below. My name is Tom Oliver. You've been watching Rebel Pixels, a channel all about empowering and passioning the DIY creator here on the web. If that's you. If you live and die by art, you need to hit that subscribe button below and join the rebellion. Every week I make vlogs just like this, talking about news in the world of tech, as well as my personal trials and tribulations trying to be an artist. I also do technical videos, kind of like all the Cintiq alternatives we talked about here. So if you want to see anything like that, hit subscribe, join the family, give this video a thumbs up if you thought it was good, give it a thumbs down if you thought it friggin' sucked. Let me know why. I'll try and do better next time. But until then, I'm Tom Oliver. This is Rebel Pixels, reminding you guys we might be indie. That doesn't mean that we're alone. Catch you on the next one.